Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you. I'm going to be talking about 7 Commander deck building mistakes that are costing you games, and I'm going to teach you how to fix them. Let's jump into them. First up, and this is a big one, perhaps the biggest one, land imbalance. First of all, well, you need basics. Players get just infatuated with non-basic lands. I mean, maybe they start their journey with like, okay, yeah, very simple deck with a bunch of basics. And eventually like, oh wait, I need that land. Oh, I need that land. Oh, I need that land. Yeah, make sure you have enough basics, number one. Number two, make sure you have, well, most importantly, the right amount of lands for your deck. If you need 37 lands in your deck, which is where I typically start kind of my count essentially, and I go up or down depending on the commander, depending on the build. Yeah, make sure that again, when you're adding new cards, that you don't just go cut land, cut land, cut land. Or again, keep cutting basics for, again, yes, there are non-basics that are fantastic. Sunken Hollow, a great example. Enters tapped unless you control 2 more basics. If you don't have a lot of basics in your deck, it doesn't function. So make sure you have enough basics in your deck and don't just replace all of them with non-basics. And then also when it comes to, well, lands, utility lands as well. Reliquary Teller, a great example. You have Max Hand's Eyes, tap for a colorless. This one, again, does not help you fix your mana. If you're in a colorless deck, great. If you're not, it doesn't help you fix your mana. And because of that, well, you don't, use, enough, fixing lands, and you end up with some problems where you can't actually cast the spells you want to cast because you've got too many utility lands in your deck. So when you are building your deck, make sure that you have a, well, again, good amount of basics, a good amount of, again, fixing when it comes to your mana base, and then also, yes, utility lands when you need them, but don't go overboard on utility lands unless you're in a colorless deck, then go for it. Next up, let's talk about not enough card advantage, not enough draw, and sometimes the decks that I see this most hounding is decks that, well, have a commander that provides card advantage, and therefore the player just assumes that, oh, okay, they're just going to be my draw engine, and nothing else needs to draw me cards. Nimizit Parent is a good example, a 5/5 Dragon Wizard for an absurd mana cost, 6 mana in Izzet, can't be countered flying. Whenever you draw a card, Nimizit deals 1 damage to any target. When a player casts an instant source spell, you draw a card. Yeah, again, be like, oh yeah, okay, this is going to draw me an insane amount of cards. Yeah, because every single time I have Niv out, it's going to draw me a lot of cards, right? That's just what's going to happen. Players casting instants here, there, and everywhere, I draw cards. If you don't have any other card advantage spells in the deck, you're going to be in trouble. Number one, because, well, what happens if you can't get Niv out quick enough? Because, well, you need to fix your mana, right? We already talked about that problem earlier, but you maybe need to dig down to get, extra ramp to be able to get this out, number one. Number two, what if Niv is dealt with? Sure, like, the player that plays Swords to Plowshares just drew you 1 card because, Niv says, hey, you cast it in sorcery, you draw a card. That's great, but also now Niv's gone, your advantage is gone, and if you don't have any other card advantage spells in your hand, you might just be stuck for a while. So yeah, make sure you include, again, the 1-off card advantage spells, like, Fact or Fiction, like, hey, yeah, okay, off the top of your library, cool, opponent separates 2 cards, or 2, 5 cards in 2 piles, and then you get one of those, and there goes the graveyard. It's a great card advantage spell, and yeah, again, it's like a one-off spell. Or how about one that's like, pull for tomorrow, an X spell where you can draw a ton, draw X cards, discard a card. Yeah, another great way to just get a lot of cards at once. These kinds of cards obviously are fantastic. Again, we're talking about blue card advantage right now. Each color does have card advantage. Red's got impulse draw, green has, well, absurd draw when it comes to creatures. White is starting to get more and more like political type draw. Black has like draw when it comes to like a downside, like, oh no, I'm losing life at the same time. That's okay though. Anyways, make sure that you are having enough draw in your deck. Yes, even when you do have a commander like Nimizit that provides you card advantage, make sure you've got backup plans too. Moving on, let's call this one ignoring your mana curve, because yeah, some players out there just, decide not to even, consider that or look at it at all. I mean, most of the deck building websites, if not all the deck building websites out there at all, will show you the mana curve that you have for your deck. And when it comes to, again, what your deck wants to do, how fast it wants to be, where your commander is at in that mana curve as well, all those things matter. And so chucking a bunch of, well, I really like a bunch of man rocks that give me a lot of mana. Great, cool, good for you. All right, awesome. Hedron Archive, a good example. Cost 4, taps for 2, pay 2, tap, sacrifice, draw 2 cards. a great mana rock for the right deck. That being said, it's not for every deck. If you need a lower to ground mana curve and you got a bunch of these 4 mana artifacts, these 4 mana mana rocks, you're going to be slower than your opponents. And when it comes to, well, speed, here's the thing. The half approach usually does better for you. Mind Stone, cost 2, taps for 1, pay 1 tap, sacrifice, draw a card. Literally half of a Hedron Archive. And it is, well, in my opinion, better in the vast majority of decks out there because you usually want to be ramping earlier in the game. You want to make sure your mana curve is set properly. You don't want every single card in your deck, for most decks out there, to be like, oh yeah, it's at 2 mana. Because you do need some bigger cards that actually do bigger things. But still, you need to make sure that, okay, for this deck, all right, if I need to be able to get commanders out early, if I need to get cards out early, okay, I need lower to the ground mana rocks, I need to ramp earlier. I can't discount on a bunch of, more expensive mana rocks. Gilded Lotus, a great card, yes. Not for every deck, though. Reshape the Earth. This one is one that is a hilariously amazing card. You can set yourself up to win. That being said, when it comes to counting this as like part of your ramp package, maybe not, because you need to make sure that you have lower to the ground cards. This one is a sorcery for 9 mana. Search life to 10 land cards from the battlefield, tap, then shelve your library again. When it's like, okay, how do I get to my win condition? Well, I'm going to wait until I get to 9 mana. Well, 9 mana kind of is your win condition. So, yeah, this should not be in every kind of deck out there. This should be in very specific decks that can get to that and need that and have landfall triggers. Don't count this as your ramp package, okay? Make sure that you are ramping properly. Make sure your curve is proper. Moving on, not running enough interaction, and talk about the right balance of targeted removal, wraths, and also what kinds of removal too. Swords of Plowshares, an amazing card. Instant for a single white mana. Exile target creature, its controller gains life, builds power. Cool, again, giving someone a bunch of life does not matter in Commander typically, really at all. So it's a 1 mana, just permanently get rid of something. It's amazing. Here's the thing. It's a great card, but you need a combination of removal spells. You can't just have a bunch of like targeted creature removal because, yeah, there's other things out there outside of creatures. This is a great card as a one-off, against creatures, but if someone else has like a Smothering Tithe in play, you're going to want to get rid of that. So you're going to want a card like Generous Gift, which can get rid of a lot of things. Instant for 3 mana, short target permanent, they make an elephant. Good for them. Yeah, being able to get rid of anything, again, in the vast majority of situations, Generous Gift is going to be, I'm not going to say always more impactful, but again, when it comes to like, oh, I need to deal with absolutely anything, sure, I'd rather give them a 3/3 elephant than, only be able to deal with creatures and deal with life. Again, both have their place. They're both in the same deck many times as well, but you can't just count on, again, okay, only getting rid of creatures or only, paying more for removal spells that are targeted as well. And also, again, wraths. Make sure that you have wraths as well. A balance of them. Sorcery or 6 mana, choose 2. Draw artifacts, enchantments, small creatures, big creatures. It's a very flexible card when it comes to getting rid of things. Now, when it comes to the balance of wraths and target removal, obviously that is an interesting balance to kind of, measure. I typically start off, again, when I'm building a deck and make adjustments as I need to. Again, like, okay, 5 target removal, 5 wraths, however you want to start it, essentially. 10 removal in total, a little bit more depending on the type of strategy you're running. But basically, when it comes to these types of cards, yeah, I will warn you with wraths. I learned that from my Selenia Dark Angel deck way back in the day, that if you run like 15 of them, that might upset a play group, even though it might be the most, effective way to build your deck and the most efficient way of doing it. Yeah, running 15 plus wraths is also obnoxious, so be careful with that too. Okay, let's say you've checked all the boxes for all the previous, recommendations, okay? And now you're at this one, you're like, all right, well, what's the problem here? Oh, not including ways to win. Yeah, you can do all those other things right. Again, you can go, okay, all right, I got my mana base set. All right, I've got my mana curve. All right, I've got card advantage, I got removal. My deck's humming. I'm in control right now. I'm ramping. I'm way ahead of my opponents in every aspect of the game. But if you don't have a win condition or any way to win, you're just spinning your wheels, and it's going to be a very, very long game of you just controlling the board and doing nothing but getting ahead on mana and not being able to win. Insurrection, again, an oldie but a goodie. Sorcery for 8 mana in total. Untap all creatures, gain control of them until up turn. They gain haste till up turn. This is a very direct win condition. It's a, hey, okay, this is an I win the game type card. It is one that you don't just have to have, okay, I need a win condition in this deck. I need like a singular card that just wins me the game. You don't need just that, okay? That's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you need avenues to victory. Either your commander, which again, you can't always count your commander to win. Your commander needs a way to win, or you need cards that can help you win. Again, Avenger of Zendikar, a good example. 5/5 elemental for 7 mana, enters, create a 0/1 plant for each land you control, landfall. Land enters, get a counter each plant you control. Again, this makes you a massive army that you can keep growing and growing and growing throughout the game. yeah, it can also be a win condition for you. Again, Insurrection's like a one-off, like I win right now. This is more like a one-off, I win over time kind of card as well, and can play really well with other cards too, like Anthems, etc., etc., etc. Or how about, like a weird one too, like Repay in Kind. Again, win conditions differ depending on the deck, depending on the strategy. Sorcery for 7 mana in black. Each player's life total becomes the lowest life total among all players. Such a fun card. Again, Selenia. I love you, Selenia. Make sure you check out my episode on Selenia Dark Angel. But again, maybe adjust down the Wrath count in that deck. This one, again, is a weird win condition where it's like, okay, I'm down to like 1 or 2 life. Hey, let's set everyone down to 1 or 2 life. All right, let's go. All right. And then you take everyone else out really quickly from there. Again, every win condition is not for every deck. I'm not saying you need a direct win condition like, okay, I need Insurrection in each one of my decks. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you need cards that can help you win and that you can count on winning with. So go do that. Next up, and this is a very specific one, but copying directly from EDHREC is a big deck building mistake. It's a giant one, actually. And one example that I like to show off is one of the most popular commanders out there, like the most popular commander out there, EDHREC, Praetor's Voice, 4/4, Angel for 4 mana, every color but red, Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink, all the colors, all the cards, everything. Essentially, this does all the things. Behavior ends to proliferate. Again, it does all the things. It is a, well, again, keyword soup type commander that also, again, proliferates, which proliferating lets you go into so many different avenues of victory. And because of that, if you just go onto Atraxa's page and do nothing else but go, okay, this card's popular, that card's popular, that card's popular, or the ultimate sin of deck building, literally clicking average deck for Atraxa. Cool. All right, put that into TCG Player and buy it. Okay, yeah, don't do that either, because here's what's going to happen. Again, Atraxa has a lot of different ways to build around it. Again, being a proliferate type commander, there's a lot of different kinds of counters out there. I mean, you could be going +1/+1 counters, hardened scales. Okay, cool, you have that in your deck. All right, great, cool, yeah, I've got that in my deck. All right, whenever I get a counter on a creature, I get an extra counter on a creature. +1/+1 counters only, I should say. Okay, cool, yeah, all right, awesome. Oh, but also looks like I've got Infect in this deck as well. Blighted Agent. Okay, 1/1 Infect. Yeah, it's dealing out poison counters. And -1/-1 counters, cool. It's unblockable as well. Awesome. Yeah, okay, I've got that in the deck too. Oh, but then also I've got Karth the Lion, a 3/5 human warrior for 4 mana in Golgari. Enters the battlefield or Planeswalker control dies. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Planeswalker goes into your hand. And also my loyalty abilities give me additional +1. Cool. All right, awesome. Yeah. Okay. Having those 3 different things in one deck is not a good strategy around Atraxa, because you literally are going with +1/+1 counters, poison, as well as Super Friends all in one, because you just decided to look at the Atraxa list on EDHREC and you're like, wow, these see a lot of play in all the Atraxa decks. I should probably play all of them. Or again, you literally hit average deck. Make sure, again, if you are going to go on EDHREC and just go, I'm just going to look up whatever, I mean, again, I don't recommend this, but again, if you literally are going to have to just go on EDHREC and say, I'm going to build a deck directly off EDHREC, make sure you at least dig down into, okay, Atraxa, +1/+1 counters, pick a budget for it or something, and then go from there, okay? Don't just take it at face value. And finally, a trap that many players run into: too many pet cards. Now, again, Magic is fun. Commander is fun. And I'm talking about, again, high-level deck building more so. That's like, all right, if you really want to, again, optimize your deck in a certain way, if you want it to be more efficient, if you want it to work properly, well, again, taking out pet cards is probably a good step, okay? Not saying that, again, you have to. I'm saying that, again, if you want to make your deck just slightly better, if you want to keep improving them, yeah, maybe just going like, okay, I don't need Coveted Jewel in every single one of my decks. It's a fun card. It absolutely is. Is it great for every deck out there? Absolutely not. An artifact for 6, enters, draw 3 cards, tap for 3 mana of any one color. Whenever one or more creatures and opponent controls attack you and aren't blocked, the player draws 3 cards and gains Duel of Coveted Jewel and tap it. Basically, it's a mana rock that runs around the table and players draw cards off of it. And yeah, it's a fun card. Are there decks that you can build around it that can manipulate it? Absolutely, there are. There are ones that are like, oh, okay, yeah, like Osgir. They're like, all right, okay, I get it out. I sacrifice whatever I draw. Okay, cool. I just drew a bunch of cards off it. I got a bunch of mana off of it. That's great. Or I got ways to essentially make it so my opponents can't attack me. Cool, all right, great, cool, good for that. That being said, again, just chucking in any deck out there because like, I think it's fun. Yes, again, like, Magic is supposed to be fun. Commander is supposed to be fun. Absolutely. If that's what you want to do, that is what you want to do. But if you're like, why am I not winning games? Maybe check your pet cards and be like, yeah, let's start removing some of them because they might not be best for the deck that I'm playing them in. Temporal Extortion, another example, right? This is a hilariously amazing card. Black, 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 black. Sorcery, it says, take an extra turn for this one. Oh, by the way, when you play, any player may pay half their life rounded up. If they do, counter it. Yeah, there are going to be times when you're counting on this card and you're like, all right, I'm playing it. Here we go. Extra turn. And then opponent's like, yeah, I don't need that to happen right now. Yeah, I guess I'll pay half my life because I'm at like 10. Sure, I'll go down to 5. Whatever, let's stop you from doing that. There are definitely going to be scenarios where this is just, okay, you wasted mana and you got countered and it's a $16 card. And you're like, well, I'm in love with this card. I love it. It's great. It's in mono black. You know, it's hilarious that I've got an extra turn spell. Yeah, that doesn't mean it's great in every single mono black deck out there, okay? Like, let's slow down a little bit. Or like if you're like me, you know, like if you're like me and you're like, okay, like, I like Respite, all right? I like fog effects. I love fog effects. Chucking them into every single deck is not going to be effective. Instant for 2 mana for all combat damage we dealt this turn. You gain 1 life for each attacking creature. I mean, I love fog. Again, it's like an opponent like thinks that they'd be like, ha, alpha strike time. And you're like, no, ha, ha. I gain a life for each one. But sometimes you end up hanging on to fog effect. You're just like, all right, I'm hanging on to it, and I'm not using it because like I'm waiting for the right opportunity, and it's just I'm getting chipped away by like 1 or 2 creatures at a time, and there's no really good opportunity to cast it. So yeah, unless I've got like a dedicated deck that's good at utilizing a card like this, what am I doing? So yeah, again, too many pet cards can be a problem. Cut down on them if you want to improve your deck. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. As always, comment below with your thoughts on it, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.